Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Now live at 5 o'clock, tracking the COVID-19 vaccine for you, where it is, what's working, what's not, and what's next.
It's going to be a very late night in Washington. The House set to vote on an extraordinary ultimatum to force the president out of office as he speaks to reporters for the first time since the siege on the Capitol.
But let's begin with breaking news. The state of Michigan plans to charge former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder and other former officials in the Flint water crisis. Off the top at 5, Local 4 has confirmed Governor Snyder's legal team and others have been made aware that charges are pending.
We want to get right to our Mara McDonald. Mara, what are you expecting to happen here?
Kimberly, first off, this is what sources are telling us. These are grand jury indictments from a one-man grand jury, and sources confirming for us that Governor Snyder, his top aide, Rich Baird, as well as the former director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, Nick Lyon, will all be charged, with the potential of 4 others connected to the administration being charged as well. But first, let's take a look at the charge or charges the governor is likely facing. Nobody I have spoken with has seen any charging documentation yet, but the expectation is this would either be a manslaughter charge or a neglect of public office charge. Both of these are an enormously high hill to climb for successful prosecution. What new information Nestle's team charged with handling this has is also unclear. That team is headed by Solicitor General Fadwa Hammoud and Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy. You will remember that involuntary manslaughter charges against Nick Lyon, the former director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, were all dropped 2 years ago, along with criminal charges against 7 others by Nestle's office. Brian Lennon, attorney for Governor Snyder, telling us tonight, quote, "It is outrageous to think any criminal charges would be filed against Governor Snyder. Any charges would be meritless. Coming from an administration that claims to be above partisan politics, it is deeply disappointing to see pure political motivation driving charging decisions." Back here live, we have not had an official word out of the AG herself on exactly what charges are coming or what her Solicitor General is expected to charge with here. I can tell you the expectation is these charges will drop either Thursday or Friday of this week. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Huge news here coming out of Flint. Okay, Mara, thank you. And former Flint Mayor Karen Weaver has a lot to say about today's developments. She spoke to our Hank Winchester just a short time ago, and we'll mix the clock.
Let's move now to the latest that we're getting on the investigation into the riots at the Capitol. The FBI says more than 170 people are being investigated. More than 70 have been charged so far. They expect that number to go up in the coming weeks.
Our office organized a strike force of very senior national security prosecutors and public corruption prosecutors. Their only marching orders from me are to build seditious and conspiracy charges related to the most heinous acts that occurred in the Capitol. And these are significant charges that have felonies with prison terms of up to 20 years.
The agency says about 100,000 videos and pictures have come into them as tips.
And now to new fallout from the siege on the Capitol. For the first time since it happened, President Trump addressed the chaos with White House reporters.
Did it on his way to Texas to inspect the border wall, and that comes as the House is set to vote tonight on a resolution demanding the vice president invoke the 25th Amendment, forcing the president out of office. Let's get to Washington. Alice Barr with the latest. Alice.
Devin and Kimberly, President Trump defiant today, speaking out for the first time in several days as House Democrats move closer to impeaching him for a second time. House Democrats today officially making their case for immediately removing President Trump from office, accusing him of encouraging the deadly violence at the U.S. Capitol.
That the president was hell-bent on trying to challenge, undermine, and overturn the results of the election in all of the events leading up to January 6th and on January 6th.
Democrats moving forward with a resolution calling on Vice President Mike Pence to replace the president under the Constitution's 25th Amendment. One of President Trump's fiercest allies even today still questioning the election results.
Yes or no? I asked you a yes or no questions. Please, we're trying to bring this nation back together. Jim, geez.
With sources telling NBC News Pence is unlikely to act, the House is prepared to vote as early as tomorrow on one article of impeachment, accusing President Trump of, quote, inciting violence against the government of the United States.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The president breaking his silence today while traveling to the border wall in Texas to give himself credit for what he considers a signature achievement, while refusing to take responsibility for inflaming supporters directly before they marched to attack the Capitol.
People thought that what I said was totally appropriate.
That claim sharply disputed by even some of the president's staunchest defenders. NBC News has learned the top Republican in the House, Kevin McCarthy, angrily called President Trump, urging him to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden, and that House Republican leaders do not plan to encourage GOP members to vote against impeachment, calling it a vote of conscience. Democrats say they have the votes to impeach, but with the Senate now in recess, any impeachment trial would likely come after President Trump has already left office. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice. Now, also today, a third member of Congress who sheltered in that safe room at the Capitol during the riots has tested positive for coronavirus. Now it's Representative Brad Schneider of Illinois joining Reps Pramila Jayapal and Bonnie Coleman, all three right now isolating at home. Now, Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel took to Twitter to talk about Capitol security.
In a series of tweets, she said Michigan's Capitol remains unsafe despite Monday's ban on the open carry of concealed weapons. She said the rule does not impose a mechanism to check to confirm that people carrying a concealed weapon are licensed CPL holders. That means anyone can enter the Capitol with hidden firearms or explosives. She went on to say, quote, given the current state of affairs in Michigan and around the nation, I repeat, the Michigan Capitol is not safe. And today, the Michigan Democratic Party says the 3 GOP representatives from our state who objected to the election results need to resign.
Representatives Lisa McClain, brand new to Congress, Tim Walberg and Jack Bergman, 2 veterans, all objected last Wednesday after rioters stormed the Capitol. Let's bring in Grant Herms. Very strong statement here, Grant.
Devin, it really is. It's practically unprecedented, and that call for their resignation comes as there's mounting calls both in Washington and Lansing for lawmakers to be held accountable for spreading false claims about the election.
In a scathing letter, Michigan's Democratic Party calling on Representatives Tim Walberg, Jack Bergman, and Lisa McClain to resign after objecting to the votes of Arizona and Pennsylvania last week after the siege on the Capitol. Walberg, McClain, and Bergman's actions have been nothing short of an attack on our democracy, a betrayal of those who they represent, Party Chair Lavora Barnes wrote. In an email obtained by Local 4, Congresswoman McClain reached out to Barnes asking for a meeting immediately about the resignation call. So far, a spokesperson says Barnes nor the party have answered the request. But calls have been growing on Capitol Hill as well for members to be punished. This week, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib saying every option was on the table.
We also are looking at, the 14th Amendment and expelling colleagues. There's even conversations about censorship.
Calls to discipline lawmakers have also extended to Lansing, where the new Minority Leader Donna Lisinski is calling on the incoming Speaker Jason Wentworth to take action against 18 members who advocated for Vice President Pence to ignore the Electoral College votes. She spoke to Local 4 this weekend.
We can't make it normal for a lawmaker on one day to try and undermine democracy and on the next day to show up on the floor of our state capitol to make law. That is not okay in this law.
Now, we weren't able to get a hold of either Walberg or Bergman today. The next step is that likely impeachment vote set for about 9 a.m. tomorrow. So far, only McClain has signaled that she'll be voting no. Back to you.
All right, Grant. Now, today, state reporting 1,994 new cases of the coronavirus over the last 24 hours. That is down from the 2-day average that we saw over the weekend. But the state also reporting another 100 deaths over the past day. That includes 50 from a review of past vital records. We're also getting updated on the coronavirus vaccine distribution in our state.
As of today, 831,000 doses of the vaccine have been delivered to our state, a huge jump from yesterday with 296,000 shots going into arms. And with vaccines rolling into Michigan, the city of Detroit says it's ready to start vaccinating seniors starting tomorrow.
But the city's taking a different approach, only allowing seniors 75 and older to take part in this first phase. Sean Lay live with us ahead of a very big day. Sean.
Devin, Kimberly, good evening to you. We're tracking the vaccine right now. Detroit tells us late this afternoon they got more than 100,000 calls for people wanting to sign up or get vaccine information. It's not all good news. The mayor unhappy about a lot of those calls. Will explain. Vaccines for the state came in at half of what they expected. Late today, we're learning more is on the way. More on that in a moment. Wayne County, however, they're very clear. They're not ready to enter into this new phase. On the eve of a massive COVID vaccination program in Detroit, Detroit senior Anita made a dry run to the TCF Atwater Garage where vaccinations start Wednesday.
My appointment isn't until Friday, but I just decided to come to be sure I knew where I was going.
Phone lines for Detroit appointments went live Monday and got 100,000 calls.
We had people calling for information. Where else can I go get a shot? I'm 65. Why can't I get in? I understand these concerns. But the folks on the phone only have one job: book the 75-year-olds in the city of Detroit into appointments.
And then there's mixed messages from Governor Whitmer opening up the next phase to those 65 and older, but Detroit focusing on those 75 and up. The mayor's office has been getting an earful from Detroiters who want the vaccine.
There is a difference between saying 65-year-olds are eligible and actually having the vaccine.
Wayne County, this special meeting today to track the vaccines, 20,000 delivered, most to health systems. Wayne County making a deal to send anyone 65 and older to their health providers. Those health systems linked to them stepping up to handle those vaccinations.
Are the hospitals getting shorted on their orders just like we are as a county?
As far as we know, everybody, including even the state, are not getting what they asked from whatever source they get it.
This time yesterday, we told you that Governor Whitmer asked the federal government to directly purchase 100,000 doses of vaccine right from Pfizer here in Michigan. The Trump administration got right back to her and other governors with the same request, saying they are now releasing immediately millions of doses of vaccine, millions coming to the state of Michigan. The number, however, depends on the age of the population. That will be the breakdown. Guys, 6 o'clock, one woman shows us how she really cut through all this frustration in trying to make an appointment and get a vaccine. The secret to her success, live at 6. Back to you.
Okay, we look forward to hearing that story, Sean. Thank you. And we're just getting started here at 5. Let's check in with Ben.
I just received my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine on Sunday, and I did react much differently than after the first dose. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Ahead, I'll share my experience with side effects and what I think everyone should do to be prepared before you get vaccinated.
You got to squint real hard to see it, but there's some moisture on Storm Tracker 4, and that could mean slick spots for the commute. We'll look at that and the weekend snow next.
Big changes are coming in Washtenaw County in terms of the prosecutor going after those who are using marijuana and shrooms. Those changes coming up.